over our eatthismuch.com account. I want us to really utilize this app to really get the best out of meal planning and to not fall into the problems of actually just repetitive eating or boredom and then starting to deviate from our diet. The diet is only going to be based on your personalized necessary macronutrients and calorie intake, and of course, your micronutrients are to fall in line with that. Now, we're going to first go through your profile. Once you click on your profile, I want us to, of course, make sure all the information is the same, but we're going to also edit your current preferences. So making sure that you know or plan out a shopping day for the week, make sure you're in the correct time zone, and choose whatever you want in regards to your standard units, your goal. We're going to choose lose weight today, losing fat percentage. We're going to try to also make sure that this is all filled out correctly so we can calculate our energy necessities. And then from there, go to our body fat percentages. And also, if you haven't done a measurement yet on that, you can go ahead and book an appointment with our partners regarding the body impedance analysis, or let's call it the electrode scale, so we can actually get a somewhat accurate measurement of your current body fat percentage. And then we can select your activity level. Really sedentary, you're not doing any exercise, you're not walking. We're walking a little bit here, maybe 2-3 times a day, 10 minutes each. We're starting to actually work out maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes a day, plus the walk of 3 times a day. And then here, very active would be, yeah, you're exercising maybe an hour a day, plus you're walking here and there. That would be more of like what I do as a personal trainer. And extremely active, you're an athlete, you're working out maybe 90 minutes or more a day, and you're having a lot of different types of workouts during the day. So this would be reserved to our athletes here, even pro athletes. So we set a weight goal if we want to. Today we're trying to lose about 4.2 kilos, and we set a weight change rate. So healthy range is between 0.5 and 1 kilo, 1 kilo being very aggressive per week. So let's try to put 0.5 here to see if we can generate the appropriate measures. Now, once you've saved that, you can go ahead and click back. It saves automatically. And then we're going to go ahead and get to our preferences. So diet setting, we're going to try to first identify what kind of diet we want. So um, if you know exactly from, let's say, food sensitivity testing or blood testing, perhaps even having used a continuous glucose monitor to really outline what doesn't work for you, we can click on anything and really be specific on the exclusions. Now, for the exclusions I've chosen today, I'm going to exclude gluten, dairy, and soy. And this, of course, excludes all of the specific other food types within that category. Of course, I can be a little bit more, let's say, strict or specific if I want to into a ketogenic diet, which will eliminate also starchy vegetables, legumes, grains, anything that are basically carbs, right? And then I can add my other exclusions if I want to, or I can just leave that out and be specific to that. So it'll tell you how much are actually allowing of the recipes out of the database. If you go too specific, of course, you're going to end up eating basically um, maybe a few items on the list. So if you're excluding, right now you're excluding 9%, which isn't going to be easy to generate your meal. So be careful to be specific. If you want to be more specific, you can even go here and exclude the subcategories. Okay. Now, so we're going to go back to our previous setting. Anything, we're going to remove dairy, soy, and gluten are main, let's say, inflammatory and testosterone skewers. We're going to go ahead and look at the more generator options. We're going to enable weekly planners so we can really plan out the whole weeks. We're going to maybe set a limit of medium price limits. You can look at the detail here under, and it says, of course, it's not very super accurate, but it gives you a bit of a exclusion regarding, I don't know, lobster is going to be excluded here, or ribeye steak perhaps excluded as well. So target carbs. Well, we want to have the target as carbs is to be not the net carbs, which subtracts the fiber from the carb, but let's just go over your actual total carbohydrates. Okay, we still want to have fiber. We'll go into more nutrition targets in a second. Let's look at the generator focus. Well, we want to, in this case, focus on the macros since we're really specific on those macros, and we're going to change those here. So edit options. Now, this I put in myself. You can use the nutrition calorie, again, generator, which we put all of the stuff that we did at the beginning, and you click calculate, and it'll generate what you want here. Now, of course, I want a very aggressive measure, and because I did a BIA, or body impedance analysis, again on the scale, I can get myself to be specific to that. So I'm putting in my current BMR plus your basal metabolic rate plus about a 10% buffer for the thermic effect of food. Okay, so nearest do 1850. I put in my percentages that I want. Now, of course, I'll be here to help you out on what percentages you want. You can also go into more of a gram basis. We're going to look into more of a percentage basis. Now, here you can add your, let's say, fiber goals. I'm going to put 30 grams because I really want to help, or even 35 grams to help detoxify a little bit my heavy metals, perhaps, that are coming out of my fat burning state. Cholesterol, well, I personally think that cholesterol doesn't necessarily affect your blood cholesterol. So even if you have high cholesterol, I wouldn't necessarily limit this. And your sodium, well, sodium is going to be important for energy in terms of electrolyte balance. So I wouldn't limit that either. It really depends on your current caffeine intake as well. So from here, we're going to save changes. We're going to now have our plan, and you can also add other nutrition targets for later goals, but let's just keep it like this for now. Now from here, we're going to go to meal planner. So the meal planner, you can see it as a week, you can see it as a multi-day, you can see it as a single day. We're going to plan for the week. So right now, we're going to go ahead and go through the next week. I generated this earlier. We're going to show you how to generate this. Just click on regenerate week. Now we have two types. We have the auto generate, which will automatically generate our meals, and you have your interactive generate, which you can go through every, oops, let's see if we can do that again. Interactive generator. Okay, because of my meal breakfast. So I'll show you what's going on here. The reason why is I put in a breakfast that is going to recur because I don't like changing my breakfast routine. Now, if I remove that, recurring foods, again, if you're really strict and you only want to eat one type of food in the morning, you can add this here and try to make it fit within your macros. Again, I would just add a food in the collections, perhaps a high protein breakfast. Maybe I want to have 2 servings of soft boiled eggs and toast, so 2 eggs and 2 toasts. And from there, I'll add it to my recurring foods. And again, you can have it as always or often. I'll put it as always, add to meal. So that's the same one that I did here. I'll just remove that and I'll add to meal. There you go. Perfect. So now, again, my food collection. These are all the recipes that are available that you can then put within your recurring meals. And then from here, I have it as a generate. If I regenerate my week, there's always going to have that 2 servings of soft-boiled eggs and toast. Okay, so again, today on Friday the 19th, that's why it didn't pop up for the previous days. But let's go back to the next days. Next week, I'll regenerate this week as well. And I'll have the 2 servings. And I'll see that as a no non-negotiable breakfast. And my calories still fit in it. So that's the beauty of this software, is it allows me to be strict on maybe one thing, but flexible in the rest. And okay, I have everything planned out for the week. I can go through those and swap them up if I want. Okay, I don't like the Turkish lettuce rolls. I'll have simple lemon pepper tuna. Maybe I'll have plain tuna salad. Maybe I'll have tuna stuffed bell pepper. Who knows? I can switch it up. Now from here, you can actually prepare your grocery list, which is amazing. You don't need to actually write this down and write all the recipes. Just go to groceries. Now we have our week that we've planned out for next week. Okay, so show groceries minus pantry foods. What are pantry foods? Pantry foods are basically things that you don't necessarily buy every week, but there are some things that you need to have in your pantry. So for example, salt, paprika, garlic, all these things. So we're going to try to remove that because I want to buy everything from scratch again. So I removed it. There you go. Now I have a little bit more like red wine vinegar, cider, all these things that are coming up. So I can really start shopping correctly. All right, so let's go ahead and select all. You can email it to me. And if I already have it, I can, if I say I have pepper already, I have salt already, I have paprika already, I can move that, oops, salt, paprika, garlic. I can move it to my pantry and it'll be off of my list. So I already have this. So that's how you can make it super easily in terms of an organized setup. Now, once you select all, you can email it, print it, download PDF. And then I can just drop it on my desktop and have my grocery list. So that's the meal plan. And at the bottom, I'll have my recipes. And the beauty comes at the end here. Sorry for all the details. It's the grocery list, so I can really go ham and just buy everything without having to think, just following the list, not checking it with any other person in the household because they'll also be on a diet, and you can accommodate for that just by adding the number of people or servings you want. And there you go. That's awesome. So that's how we want to use Eat This Much to our advantage, keeping on track for our whole diet plan through the next coming weeks or months, and never getting bored, and perhaps changing up some sensitivities and removing certain foods, and hopefully we can get somewhere nice with this. I'll catch you next time in our future video. See you later, and good luck with the Eat This Much app.